Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Recently, Treyarch revealed a couple of the significant launch updates that they've got planned based off of beta feedback and community engagement from some of the standard 6v6 maps from playing those first couple of weekends, right? And with this, we actually got a full reveal of all of the Black Ops 6 launch multiplayer maps. We obviously got to play about half of them during the beta, ranging from some of these standard 6v6 maps to a couple of the 6v6/2v2 maps as well, with what was going on with the strike maps, those much smaller ones that are just chaos from start to finish. So we got to see the full additional breakdown of all of the other maps that we've yet to see. Some of them actually do indicate some strange things, could be purely coincidental, maybe not, although at the same time we're gonna have to wait and see. But then also, in addition to that, there's been a couple of leaks recently regarding even more map-based content within Black Ops 6 that we can expect throughout the year. So yes, we're already getting some potential Black Ops 6 season 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth content leaked, courtesy of some data miners in the community. But of course, Treyarch initially did mention that a big thing with the maps this year is how they're focusing on action, really. There are no such thing as quote-unquote large maps in this game. Treyarch tweeted the other day, you may recall us covering this, saying, for those curious about our map size variety at launch, the majority of the Black Ops 6 core 6v6 maps are medium-sized, and they say a medium-sized map is similar to a raid or a summit, classic Black Ops maps from previous titles, two of the best and most fan-favorite maps, like, you know, in history, right? They say there are 16 multiplayer maps at launch, which we've broken down in size below. So Vault is a medium-sized map, Protocol is medium-sized, Nuketown is medium-sized, Red Card is medium, Vorkuta is medium, Skyline, which we of course had in the beta, one of the more popular maps from the beta it seemed, is medium, Rewind is medium, Scud is medium, then Subsonic, Payback, Babylon, Derelict, and Warhead are all small/strike maps alongside Pit, Gala, and Stakeout as well. So keep in mind, Warhead, Pit, Gala, and Stakeout are all strike-themed maps, which is 2v2 at its core, but then also expanded to 6v6 as well for just complete and utter chaos. And Treyarch's actually gone through and like shown us like a fly through and a general breakdown video of what each of these maps is going to look like. But then of course, the recent blog post detailing a bunch of those new maps we've yet to see, things like Vault and Protocol and Nuketown and Red Card, so on and so forth, showed us a bit more of these maps as well. And something that some players and some fans picked up on is that when they go through and they break down these various different like overviews and TAC maps, some of them are basic, very similar to like what we saw within the beta. Like for instance, Protocol, it's got its standard minimap and HUD overview. But then you have something like Red Card, which has a completely different style TAC map and HUD overview. It's basically a Modern Warfare 3 TAC map or mini map, which is curious to, you know, look at and compare, because we did hear from a rumor that Charlie Intel posted about a few days back that Treyarch has supposedly taken some of the planned season 5 and season 6 maps for Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer and actually took them out of MW3 and is planning on using those and debuting those in the Black Ops 6 content year instead. So Black Ops 6 season 1, season 2 are going to feature some multiplayer maps that were originally planned for Modern Warfare 3 seasons 5 and 6. And it just so happens that one of the base maps that we now know also shares a TAC map style that MW3 did. Could this have also been a map that maybe was planned for MW3 initially, but then moved over to Black Ops 6 instead? Kind of a, you know, like I said, an interesting pickup there. Could be purely coincidental, and that's just the style they chose for that mini map. It could mean something more. I don't think it's necessarily the biggest deal, but it is something to take note of. One thing though, important with that idea though of potentially having these MW3 originally planned maps being moved over to Black Ops 6 instead, is that maybe that's where we're going to see some of those larger maps. If they do plan on introducing any of those throughout the content seasons, maybe Modern Warfare 3 and Sledgehammer had planned for some larger in-season maps, bigger than at least the quote-unquote medium-sized from Black Ops 6, and so they said, hey, you know what, we don't really have many of these in BO6, what if we take these and move them into season 1, season 2, so that there's a bit more map variety there. But focusing a bit more on this topic of in-season content and in-year content for Black Ops 6, while we have our set map styles and designs for launch being all medium, small, and strike-based maps, various leaks that have surfaced, some a bit ago, then some more recently, do indicate some other interesting changes coming. And as we do dive into some of these details here, quick reminder, if you are new to the channel, every single day I got you covered with news, updates, patch notes, meta breakdowns, everything going on in COD between MW3 Warzone, and obviously so much coming up with Black Ops 6 is right here on a daily basis. So if you want to guarantee you are always in the know, feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. And if you enjoy this video, a like rating would be seriously appreciated as well. But you may recall a little while back, there were a couple of other leaks and rumors that surfaced in regards to some in-year content based around large team-based gameplay in Black Ops 6. Since of course the launch focus is solely 6v6 and that's all we have for map content, and then of course a little bit of 2v2, a lot of players are sitting there wondering, okay, well, what about ground war? What about combined arms, these larger modes? And as we've discussed previously, there were a lot of leaks referencing large team-based gameplay, 24 versus 24, 32 versus 32. These combined arms like player counts or ground war like player counts were found in the files. So this would indicate that again, in season, in year, when we see a season 1 update drop, a season 2 update drop, it's possible that they do expand out beyond 6v6 and add in these large new play spaces for that specific style of gameplay. But then in addition to that, we also got another interesting bit of info courtesy of Forward Leaks recently, one of the leakers or data miners here in the community. We've talked about Forward a couple of times, and they recently posted saying Nuketown is basically going to be the shipment of Black Ops 6, seemingly getting several variants throughout its life cycle. So of course we already know that Warhead is going to be one of those base versions of Nuketown when the game launches. This is going to be the new launch strike version of Nuketown, and it's essentially Nuketown set after a nuke went off. You can see the houses all covered in sand. Initially this map was called Sand House, and then they changed the name to Warhead. I do think Warhead probably sounds a little bit better there than Sand House, but that is one version of Nuketown. But supposedly we're going to see other ones, and I would imagine we probably get various different Black Ops themed ones. You know, we have a classic Nuketown from maybe Black Ops 1, and then maybe perhaps we see other versions too, the Black Ops 2 version, since that's obviously set in 2025 and we're coming up on that. It would actually be relevant to the year that we're playing the game in, right? So it does seem that we're going to see variants of that drop throughout the year, similar to how Shipment, for instance, in season 6 just got a bunch of new variants to cycle through. Clearly Call of Duty knows that there is a large demographic for these small maps that are just non-stop spawn shoot die, just chaos from start to finish. Very much so turn off your mind and just start spraying and praying. Sledgehammer even referred to Shipment as that the other day. They know there's a large demographic for that, whether it's because of camo challenges or weapon leveling or XP grinding or whatever. It's a big thing in the community, and there's a lot of players that want that style of gameplay, so they're sort of leaning into all of that. But it also seems like they may be taking the approach of also catering to the complete inverse of wanting those super large maps and much slower paced gameplay with something like ground war or combined arms potentially in season. So Nuketown variants and different alternative versions of that, one of the main things we can expect probably throughout the year, season to season, seeing another new version of Nuketown added in, but then also potentially some actual large maps coming in year as well, either courtesy of old MW3 maps being reused or completely new play spaces with large team-based modes in mind coming as well. I am personally really curious to see how seasonal content is approached this year, and if they can keep up with the pace that Modern Warfare 3 sort of set this year with how much new content was added in every season. Of course, as we start to see announcements and reveals and other leaks surface for season 1 and other updates, content based or otherwise, for BO6, this is the place to be to stay up to date with all of that stuff. So feel free to hit that subscribe button to make sure you never miss a video. And if you enjoyed this one, a like rating on your way out would be really appreciated. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.